Are there any kids out there? I sure hope so. Let's see what we're going to learn today in God's Backyard Bible Camp.
Hey now, what time is it? It's Bible story time. Good news for everyone. It's Bible story time. Hey now, what time is it? It's Bible story time. Good news for everyone. It's Bible story time.
Stories of the Bible. Jesus' disciples. These are Jesus' disciples.
Hey!
They were the 12 men who followed Jesus during his time on earth. Some were fishermen like Peter, Andrew, James, and John. Some were tax collectors like Matthew.
Me? Yeah, you.
Some were even brothers like Peter and Andrew,
Yep.
or James and John. These 12 men saw Jesus do amazing things like calming storms,
Shush, shush.
turning water into wine, healing people from sickness, helping people who were blind see,
Wow!
making people who couldn't walk, and even raising people from the dead.
Wahoo!
They heard Jesus teach about God's love and tell stories that taught them and others about the kingdom of heaven.
Hey, Jesus!
Jesus would often turn to them and teach them what these stories meant. Of the 12 disciples, there were 3 that were closest to Jesus. Their names were Peter,
Hey!
James, and John.
Hey!
These 3 got to see Jesus do miracles that others did not.
Oh, hey everyone!
They even got to see him transformed on a mountain and saw Jesus' face shine with the glory of God. The disciples were with Jesus before he was arrested and taken to the cross. On that night, one of the disciples named Judas betrayed Jesus by showing the men who came to arrest Jesus who he was. The other disciples were afraid when Jesus was taken and put to death on the cross. They hid and didn't know what to do until they heard that Jesus was alive.
Hey-o!
For 40 days, Jesus appeared to the disciples. Jesus showed them and others that he was truly alive. He told his disciple Thomas that he could touch the marks from the cross on his hands and side, so he would know that it was really Jesus. Jesus promised his disciples that he would send them the Holy Spirit to be their helper. He told his disciples to go and make disciples of all nations. Then Jesus went to heaven. The disciples waited, just as Jesus told them, for the Holy Spirit to come. And the Holy Spirit did come and fill them with power. They went to teach the new disciples to obey all the commands Jesus had given them and baptize them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Some wrote letters to the new churches to encourage them and teach them about God's commands. Some of the disciples, like Matthew and John, wrote down the stories of Jesus' time on earth so that all who read the words would believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God. The disciples went on to tell the good news of Jesus wherever they went, and many of the people they shared with came to believe and follow Jesus. The disciples started the church. They were persecuted and treated badly because of their faith, but they never stopped preaching about Jesus.
We'll see you next time in God's Backyard Bible Camp.